So we've got the earth and then we've got the fence. Anyway, don't knock that off. I love you, but can you move a minute? So back in the summer, the calves must have very kindly chewed these wires when it was around a wet puddle. And I didn't realise, so I have gone and got new leads to put on. So I'm going to have to put them on now and put the battery out, and then hopefully keep these naughty tups the right side of the wire, especially the tup lambs, because they don't know what a fence is yet. Well, electric fence. They know what a fence is, but an electric fence. Right. So we've got the earth and then we've got the fence. So if I unscrew these, they're really easy to... Hello. So this box is, I don't know how old, but unscrew that and unscrew that. Hello, buddy. Yes, this is so you can learn what a fence is. Come on. Out of the way. Don't knock that off. Yes, I love you, but can you move a minute? I need to get this done. And then... Stop it. Go on, out of the way. You finished? There's no treats there. So then these clips just come off. And then put these on the right one. So that's red's the line wire, green is the earth. Put them back there. Hopefully I don't knock them off. Should have unwrapped these before. So earth on. Spin this. Start it again. And so on. So I've got that one there and then the two battery ones as well. Done. So new battery leads, new earth and wire lead and fence lead. Right, let's set up. Here. Right. So that is the first one. So I'll go on there. And then the fence one. Just clip it on there. Get the battery. Get a bit of wire to tie all three lines together to make sure they're all electrified. Hopefully I'll keep these boys in. Wire on. Now plug the battery on. Battery on. And put the switch to on and fast. Trying to hear actually if it's even on, because normally you can hear like a wee just at like turning over, but I can't actually hear anything. I don't think it's working because there's a tup currently halfway through it. Great. This is the downside to having people not from farming background working on a farm, i.e. turbines. We've also got a mast at the top of that hill. So I don't know if these yows here, if they're yows, if they're gimmers. Gimmers are over there. I should stop pointing, you can't see. Gimmers are over there. Gates are shut, but they've obviously been open at some point because I now have sheep in between. So yows are meant to be here, then whatever they are, and then the gimmers. I don't think they're mixed, but I know for a fact that that fence along there is terrible. So they could quite easily have hopped over. Why can't people just shut a gate? Like, they're shut now, but they've obviously been left open at some point for the yows to get through, because this fence here in front of me, right here, is absolutely fine. And there's yows up above, and those gates are all shut. I know this bottom one's open, but that one up at the house is shut. So how is there yows up above there? Like, it's just frustrating. If you go through a gate and it's shut, shut it behind you. Like, is it really that hard? Like, I know it's not the end of the earth, but this same thing happened back in the, springtime, Maytime this year, because we obviously had our spring cows back outside to grass. And we had some in this field and some in that field where the gimmers are. Now, obviously, they're different batches and there's 2 different bulls. And if the bulls mix, well, A, the bulls will fight, and B, then the batches mix. And one lot was heifers and one lot was cows. So we had the Limousin bull and then the Charlie bull. Like, leaving a gate open to you maybe doesn't mean a lot, but it can have a serious consequence on the way the farms run. Just think about it. It's really not that hard. Anyway, rant over. As I say, it's not the end of the world for this, but it just means that I now, if they are mixed, I'll not know the difference between how the gimmers have scanned, how the yows have scanned. So it's frustrating. It's really frustrating when you try and do something right and then somebody's ignorance potentially ruins it. Anyway, deep breath. So this is the fence, as you can see, perfectly fine. Goes all the way down, gates at the bottom. Why do I have yows in there when they are meant to be in here? Why do I have yows up there when they're meant to be in here? The only way that they can get in there is if those gates down there are left open. Honestly, is it really that hard? I've no idea how they've gotten in there. No idea. So in amongst all that chaos, we're also mucking out the top cattle court today. So as I mentioned before, it's sort of every 6 weeks it needs mucked out. It's getting quite high up around the chalk, you can see there. So mucking out and get that side done as well, and that'll hopefully take them back down a wee bit. So let's get going. Loaded up, and we're not carting it far, so we're just carting out to this field here where it'll get stored. Excuse me. And then this field is actually for ploughing this year, so this muck will get spread and then it'll get ploughed down after. And this field will be in barley for its rotation because this grass is getting a wee bit older now. As you can see, it's not as good a quality, so it'll be getting ploughed down, barley for a year, maybe a few years, but it is quite a handy field, especially now with the lambing shed there for nipping stuff in and out to. So it'll be at least a year and then it'll go back into grass. So I just reverse this in my wish list is bigger muck carrots. So we can take more at a time. But yeah, the wish list, as I said, is never ending, but it is just a wish list. Unfortunately, the bank balance won't allow. So yeah, these carrots are probably older than me, to be honest. I mean, they do the job. They do the job, but they are just quite small. And yeah, when you're trying to crack on and get the sheds mucked out whilst it's frosty, it is hard to cart with this little wheelbarrow, as Davey calls it. But anyway, but it works fine. So because we're carting such a short distance, it's not so bad. But we do try and get some of the muck out onto the stubble fields as well. So again, we'll be mucking out the calving shed in January before the spring cows come in, and we'll also muck out the lambing shed before lambing starts. Get the calves away, we'll get it mucked out in February. So yeah, we'll try and get some of that muck on the stubbles as well. Get it spread on the stubbles, and then get that ploughed down and get the crop back in, or get the grass back in. So yeah, because we've got less barley now, we have more grass. So it's quite nice to get a few more sheep on the ground, maybe. Calves up as well, so they can now eat out of the troughs. Makes it a lot simpler. Can drive along with the mixer, and as you can see, they can reach, get their concentrate, and then a wee bit of silage. So just makes it a wee bit easier, and then they can get to the trough, the water trough as well. But yeah, that's them going back. Cows back up. Bit of bedding down, so they'll get a wee sook now, get a lie down. You can see here, you can see just how high up the muck was, you know, compared to where they are now. You can see it sort of in their knees as well. And that's even with getting bedded twice a day, you know, they're still a wee bit mucky. I think this year, the straw's not standing up like it normally does, you know. Because even with bedding them twice a day, they're still black in no time. I mean, I guess they are booing as well, so that really does have a bit of an impact on things too, but yeah, it just seems to not be standing up as well this year at the moment, but it's just the way it goes. Every year's different. So that's first side done, first side mucked out, calves going back out. Get this side, gonna go grab some food because I'm very hungry, and then get that side mucked out this afternoon. So when we're mucking out, the cows obviously come down and get shut in the pass here, and then the cows that are in this shed normally just get shut. See, the gates are shut, so they get shut in the bedded bit. Quite another good use, you know, it's quite handy having this pass for this reason. So they'll just stay here for the short while whilst we get their bedded bit mucked out. They might roar a wee bit, that's just because the calves get shut in the creep, just to save any squashing or slipping. Obviously you can see they can pop through those diagonal barriers as well, so just shut the calves in, leave them up there, because they've had their bit altered, they don't need mucked out. So yeah, just the cows, so crack on, get the second side done, and get them back up again. The mascot's watching. Nearly finished. back down the cows are now. I much prefer it when it's like this. It's obviously just that wee bit safer. Cows are at a lower level, they can't stick their heads out as far, so much better. You can see they're just enjoying some fresh breakfast here, and the calves are waiting for theirs patiently as well. Again, much easier now that the calves have been raised up slightly so they can eat out of this trough now. Just means we can put it straight out the diet feeder. Just have to watch obviously because they are that wee bit higher and they are quite inquisitive, so we just have to have eyes all around really to make sure that they're all safe. And finishing off with a fresh mix for the weaned spring calves. So they're getting on really well and gradually stepping up their feed now for them. We've got the stocks this side here, so these calves are roughly on about just over 2.5 kilos of barley a day, and we're sitting at about, what would they be on, 0.7, 0.8 protein. So then this is the heifers. So we've still given them a ration that will last them 2 days, and just gradually increasing as the weeks go by. So I think that's it for this one. I hope you have enjoyed it as always. Please feel free to give it a wee like and leave a comment, hit subscribe, and the merch store is still open, but we just can't guarantee Christmas delivery. So thank you as always for all the support with that as well this year. It is very much appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed this one. We'll see you for the next one.